Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to prepare this delicious pumpkin, sweetened with piloncillo. You can prepare this recipe with this type of pumpkin that's used during Halloween. But in this case we're going to use Calabaza Castilla. You can also use butternut squash or Japanese squash or any other pumpkin of your choice. To make it easier to split the pumpkin, start by removing the small trunk. Then cut it in half. This pumpkin weighs about 8 pounds, but we're only going to use half of the pumpkin. The other half we're going to reserve to prepare crystallized pumpkin candy. That recipe is a little bit more complicated, but I will show it to you in a separate video. Using a spoon, we're going to scrape out the seeds to make it easier to remove them. Then we're going to cut it into small pieces. To prepare the pumpkin, you want to use a pan that is wide and deep. We're going to start by adding 1.5 cups of water to the pot. For the preparation, you don't need a whole lot of water because during the cooking process, the pumpkin releases a lot of water. Then we're going to add 2 7-ounce cones of piloncillo, 2 cinnamon sticks, and 5 to 6 whole cloves. Bring all these ingredients to a boil over medium-high heat and boil between 8 to 10 minutes or until the piloncillo is completely dissolved in the water. Next, we're going to add in the pumpkin, but before we place it into the pot, using a fork, we're going to make small incisions on the top and on the sides of the pumpkin. By doing this, it's going to help the pumpkin cook a little bit faster, but it's also going to absorb all the delicious flavors in the pot. Once we have all the pieces arranged in the pot, we're going to pour 1.5 cups of sugar over the pumpkin. Then we're going to cover it and we're going to boil over medium-high heat for about 12 to 15 minutes. Then we're going to come back and check on it and we're going to move the pieces that were on top towards the bottom. You'll want to repeat this process a couple times during the first 30 minutes. The cooking process for this recipe can take anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, depending on the heat of the pot. It's better to cook over low-medium heat. It might take a little bit longer, but this way you don't run the risk of your pieces burning. As you can see, one of the pieces was already beginning to char. During the cooking process, adjust the heat accordingly because all pots are different and some of them heat up a lot more than others. Now we're going to cover it once again and we're going to cook for an additional 12 to 15 minutes and then we'll come back and check on it once again. Once it's been cooking for 20 to 25 minutes, we're going to leave the lid off. And we're going to continue to boil over low-medium heat for an additional 12 to 15 minutes. A great indication to let you know that the calabaza is ready, the calabaza will have a darker color like this. And the piloncillo and the sugar are going to have a light, thick, caramelized texture. At this point, we're going to turn off the burner and we're going to cover and we're going to leave the calabaza until it cools down. By doing so, it's going to help to penetrate even more of the flavors into the pumpkin. Once it's ready, you can use it to prepare all your delicious pumpkin recipes. Pumpkin empanadas, pumpkin cheesecake, pumpkin atole, or any other pumpkin recipes of your choice. One of my favorite ways of enjoying this delicious pumpkin is with a little bit of milk. If you've never tried it this way, give it a try because it's so delicious and comforting. Leave me a comment and let me know of different ways of how you use pumpkin during the holidays. Thank you so much for allowing me in your home today to share this delicious recipe. And if you enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up. Share with your friends and family so they don't miss out on future recipes. And like always, thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you in our next video with a different recipe.